Here we go. Yes, started a bit late today. Sorry about that. Here we are. So, yeah, the idioms. Idioms is kind of a broad category. All right, everybody on YouTube, if you're watching later, I've already been streaming on Instagram a little bit before even starting now. So, yeah, but idioms that could incorporate things like just phrasal verbs, prepositional verbs, certain like phrasal adjectives, we can call them. I think that those are, they have some other more specific academic name. But certain nouns, lots of things are idiomatic, or other more normal language. Normal language could have a more idiomatic meaning. I was just going over this with another student 30 minutes ago. We were in class learning about adverbs and adverbials of time, frequency, comment, location, just all of them. Many of the categories, at least. And, oh, you can see me now? Great. Do you like the haircut? I got a haircut and shaved. I think you should... oh, okay. Someone on YouTube is saying I should turn off the light. I think you mean the one behind me, the big one? Is that right? Yeah, if it's the big one, we can try. I don't know if it'll be too dark without it, though. Maybe. Because... no, it's... yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think we can turn this one up a little bit, too. Now I look like I'm glowing. I'm nuclear. Okay. Now, that original light level was pretty good. Yeah. Let's play around with the colors a little bit. We got the pure white, kind of a yellowish. That one looks interesting. I guess this one's also kind of white. It's just white and yellow. Is this 2 or 3 colors? I don't know. What was the original color? I think it was this one. Anyway. Hey, guys, everybody. Not guys, we can say everybody. Thanks for coming in. We're going over some idioms today. Just some fun idioms, just some silly stuff, whatever. But also you can ask some questions if you want. Okay, they left. New haircut looks great. Thank you. Thank you, my steady YouTuber. I've got one person I can depend on for watching the YouTube, really regulars. Other people pop in and out, and that's always loved and appreciated. But I got my one reg. So as you can see on YouTube, you should be able to see this if you're watching the stream on YouTube. Not if you're on Instagram, unfortunately. Sorry. If you want to watch it, it's same name, spelled the same way. Need Help English. I have the YouTube link on Instagram. Right, so you can always just go to the link at the top of the page. Our first idiom that we're talking about is the ball in someone's court. Right, it's usually someone else's court. Right, let's pull this one up here. I can zoom in a little on it. Boop boop boop. Noise. How's that look? Yeah, I think my camera screen's covering it up a little bit. Let's make that a little smaller. Huzzah! Love it. OBS, once you get this thing working, it's quite useful. It's quite useful once you figure it out. I'm sure other people don't have as much trouble as me figuring it out. Okay. Now, if the ball is in someone's court, right? Let's actually download this and print it as a PDF. That way we can draw on it. Desktop stream stuff. Save that. Hey, fan page. We're talking about some idioms today. First idiom that we're talking about is the ball being in someone else's court. Ball in someone else's... Oh, they're gone. No one's staying on Instagram today. Maybe we'll get a few. We'll catch a few that'll stick. Let's see here. Don't need you right now. Shut that down. No, not you. Close. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't just close something I shouldn't have. Maybe. No, it's fine. That's fine, that's fine. We can close that. Okay. What was I forgot what I was doing with this. That's fine. Anyways, so, you know, our favorite idioms, the ball in someone else's court. Alright. That means that someone else has, like, priority in some kind of situation, or, you know, it's someone else's turn, or someone else's move in usually some kind of social situation, right? Say, say you've met a new person, right? You're making a new friend. Okay, great. You invite them out to do something. You go. It's fun. And then it's like, okay, now the ball is in their court, right? Someone else's court. It's in their court. So let's write this down in our little pen tool if we can. Probably we're going to have to type it. For some reason my internet has been a little laggy the last couple weeks. So I think the pen tool hasn't been working that well. So you guys should be able to see the whiteboard now. Yeah, okay, cool. So the ball is in the ball being in someone else's court. Alright, let's put that in parentheses. Well, we don't even need being, it just is. Alright, so someone else's turn to do something, or it's expected that they will make the next move in some kind of situation. Perhaps a business situation. Let's look at a business example. Alright, we got, we made the initial offer to the client, and they are considering it. As to whether or not we move forward with this deal, the ball is in their court. Alright? If the deal moves forward, it is the client's decision at this point. And that's like a business English example. It's a little bit more complex language. A little bit more. It's a much more complex language. Right? Different situation, right? Normal situation. Normal example. You made a new friend. You invited them to hang out. They have not responded yet. The ball is in their court. Right? So the new person that you invited out is the one making the next move or decision. Right? The ball is in their court. Right? It's like, what is this? So this is kind of a sports metaphor, right? Like maybe even on their side of the court. This makes me think of tennis, right? It makes me think of tennis or some other kind of racket game. Tennis, squash, racquetball, pickleball. Pickleball is popular now for some reason. Of course, I wonder if it'll ever get into the Olympics. That's how you really know when a sport's made it, right? It's like it's in the Olympics. I think I'm trying to think of any sports. Is cricket in the Olympics? I don't know. Do they put team sports? I think it's only individual sports. No, because the one with the rock on the ice, curling is a team sport. Don't know. Anyway, it's a sports metaphor for some kind of ball and racket sport. Okay, so in tennis, your opponent hits the ball to you. It enters your court or your side of the court. And now it's up to you to hit it back. The ball is in your court. Kind of a almost combative, come to think of it. It's competitive at the very least. Right? Competitive at the very least. Hey there. By the way, you can look and see like what I'm writing and stuff if you watch the stream on YouTube. So just just a pointer, just a hint. I would recommend watching it on YouTube. Okay, so you can see what I'm writing. YouTube handle is exactly the same as the Instagram handle, and the YouTube link is at the top of my main page. So go straight there. So we're talking about the idiom. The ball is in someone else's court. Right? The ball is in your court. The ball is in my court. The ball is in their court. All right. So we should say the ball is in someone else's, i.e., usually we'll use a is, her, their possessive adjective. Court. Right. The ball is in their court, my court. Their, his, her, my, your, our. There, his, her, or its. Maybe. I don't see. I don't think its would be used very often. We can hearing. How you breathing? Oh, that must be the fan. Yeah, I've got a fan set up to keep my computer cool. Yeah, see, you can. So you're hearing the fan, huh? Okay. How about now? Can you hear it now? Hopefully not. Yeah, people on the gram can hear the fan. Sorry, y'all. Didn't know that. Let's move this sucker over here a little bit, point it away. Yeah, it's just helping me keep my computer cool. I need to open this laptop up and clean off the cooling fans, I think. It's starting to get a little hot. It's also summertime, technically, still. Is it? I guess fall hasn't started, but in Texas, we don't have a fall. Oh, that worked. Good. Okay, that helps. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know you could hear that. I must have set it up differently last time. Okay, great. Yeah, like with the fan pointed at the intake, the air intake on the back of my computer, like putting my hands on the side, I can feel a lot more hot air just blowing out. So, yeah, this computer gets hot. Sometimes it gets so hot. I just see that people keep silence about it. Yeah, we could say, yeah, people weren't mentioning it. People weren't talking about it. Yeah. Let me type that down. People weren't mentioning it. Or people weren't talking about it. Yeah, nice phrasing, though. Yeah, very good. Hey there, thanks for coming. We're just going over some idioms today and fixing some sound issues, right? Yeah, thanks, Denmis, if I'm saying your name correctly, or even if that is your real name. I don't know. Right? My real name isn't Need Help English. Right? If you guys watch the videos, you'll know my name is James. All right, so yeah, you can always just call me James. That's also fine. James, with Need Help English. Look at these cool shirts. I'm trying to wear these shirts for the videos and any help-related stuff that I do because I really like them. They're cool. People doesn't make reference about it. What about it? Wait a minute. You're okay. I get it. Okay, are you asking me about that quote? People doesn't make reference about it. Okay, I think that's what you mean. You could phrase that a little bit better. All right, let's write this down on the. By the way, if you guys want to see what I'm typing, you can just come watch on YouTube. Okay, also good. So I think you're asking me if that phrasing works. All right. My real name is Daniel. You said my nickname properly. Oh, okay, cool. Did it. People doesn't make reference about it. What about that? All right, so doesn't make. So people don't make, right? People is plural, right? He, she, it doesn't. People don't. So you'd say people don't make reference about it. So you're saying they have not talked about it. So this would be better with like maybe a continuous tense or a present perfect simple tense. So a continuous tense would be used to talk about times around now. People people aren't talking about it. People were not talking about it, right? Present simple or present continuous, past continuous. But if we want to use doesn't make reference, we could say people haven't been referencing it. That would be okay. People have not been referencing it. All right, so that's present perfect continuous. So I'm using the perfect tense is used to talk about things happening through time or across different times. This is something else that I was also just teaching someone else about, I think yesterday. Let's go over this a little bit. This is actually good to go over for a live stream. I don't think people get taught perfect tenses very well quite often, and there's a few reasons for that. Number one, perfect tenses are complicated and difficult to teach. Number two, most non-native English speakers are taught English as a second language by other non-native English speakers. So, and it's not a bad thing, of course. That's totally fine. I've worked with a lot of non-native English-speaking English teachers myself, and they're great. Some of the best teachers I've ever known, but they have an incomplete or imperfect understanding of the language. They're not native speakers. So sometimes you get taught mistakes. Right? There's a big range of quality between native speaking teachers. There's a big range of quality between non-native speaking teachers as well. Right? They're the same as us, but they have an imperfect understanding or a less perfect understanding because they're non-native. So let's talk about perfect tenses just a bit, and then we'll talk about why I'm using this perfect tense. People haven't been referencing it. Okay, let's actually write down that quote fresh up here. Size 24. People haven't been referencing it. In teaching, we would call this a teachable moment. So I'm using present perfect continuous. Abbreviating that a little bit. So a perfect tense, as I said, talks about things changing or happening through time, right? Or something from the past having an effect on the present, something like that. I thought that reference, it's like noun. Okay, you thought the word reference was a noun. Well, here's something fun for you, Daniel. It is, and it is also a verb, right? So it could be a noun or a verb. Okay, you can have a reference or some reference material that you're using to reference something or are referencing it, right? So you can use reference, it seems, as a noun, an adjective, or a verb. Is that fun? Are we having fun? So here, I mean, in that sentence, you're using it as a verb. All right. People doesn't make references about it. Oh, you know what? No, you are using it as a noun there. Sorry. I am, in my reinterpretation, I'm using it as a verb. Right? But I'm using reference as a verb instead, because why would you make reference about something, like plug a verb into reference, when you can use reference as a verb? Like if I'm making a reference to, I don't know, teaching material, making a reference to teaching material, I'm using 5 words there. Right? I have to use a because I'm using reference as a singular verb, and I need to use the preposition to talk about what I am making a reference to. Right? 5 words to make this statement. Right? I'm making a reference to teaching material. I can find it funny as well. Great! That's good. I'm happy about that. But making a reference to teaching material, I guess that's actually 6 words, just teaching material is 2 words. I could just say reference teaching material. I'm referencing teaching material. I'm making a reference to teaching material. I'm referencing teaching material. So we're shortening it from 7 words down to 4. Right, by just using reference as a verb instead. So, sorry, yeah, I didn't even catch that I did that, but as a, as a native speaker, I want to. Native speakers, we speak. I want to say lazy, right? It's lazily, but I wouldn't say it's lazy. It's just we're trying to shorten or simplify the language as much as possible, right? That's why native speakers, we use a lot of abbreviations. We use a lot of, what am I thinking of here? I forgot. Right? Just different types of abbreviations. Okay, let's just say that. Oh, shoot, I haven't been checking the YouTube comments. Okay, the last comment is just that my haircut is good. Okay, great. Didn't miss anything. That's fine. Fine. So, again, we're talking about, I just want to talk about this perfect tense that I'm using here a little bit more. In particular because it's very difficult to get good instruction about perfect tenses in general. I'm not saying mine's the best. I just think that it's probably better than what a lot of people have received so far. Okay. Now, if you want to see what I'm writing, you got to watch it on YouTube. You can always just watch the recording later too. That's fine. Whatever. So we got past perfect, present perfect, and future perfect. All right. Hey, Adita. Yeah, you've been in our stream before. I recognize your name, but not your picture. So I guess you changed your picture. Other people do that. My picture never changes. All right, my picture doesn't change. People seem to change their usernames sometimes on Instagram as well. I don't know how you do that. I don't do it. All right, I don't do that because I'm a business kind of account. But yeah, some people do. I think that's cool. You can just change your handle. I think they call it. Change your handle. All right, so yeah, Daniel, if you wanna see what I'm writing, just pick it up on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube and Instagram. Both are fine, but can't see what I'm writing on Instagram. Sorry. So, like I was saying, perfect tenses, they're talking about changes or actions or experiences through time or across time. All right. So the past perfect. Typically, the past perfect is talking about something in the farther past or the far past happening up to and through, perhaps, the more recent past. But it's all in the past. So from the further past to the more recent past, but still the past, it's happening through time. Present perfect is typically something that's happening from the past to the present, or possibly even beyond, all right? But through time, right? And then the future perfect, this one's a little bit more strange, but we actually don't even use it that often. Not really. We don't really use the future perfect that much, right? It's like from the present or the near future to the farther future, or just from the, the farther future or far future to the even further future. Right? So it's like, oh, by the year 2500, the humans will have been living in space for 200 years. Right? That's a very weird and complicated phrasing. Right? By the year 2500, humans will have been living in space for 200 years. Right? I don't know if that's actually true. I'm just saying, like, maybe someone would make a prediction like that. So I'm saying by the year 2500, humans by then will have been living for 200 years in space. So that what I'm really saying is humans will start living in space in the year 2300 and continue living in space through the year 2500 and probably or possibly beyond. By the year 2500, humans will have been living in space for 200 years. That kind of phrase, it doesn't come up that often. By next year, I will have been teaching online for 5 or 6 years. Right? So what does that mean? That means now, even now, I have been teaching online for 4 or 5 years, right? Have been teaching online for 4 or 5 years, so now that's present perfect. I have been teaching online for 4 or 5 years, or maybe 5 or 6 years now, I don't know. It's been a while. 100% only online for quite a while now. Sometimes I miss teaching in person a bit. It can be more fun, more engaging. Teaching online, it's not bad. I mean, I love it. It's good. It's great. Great way to make a living. Great job. Nothing wrong with it. It's great. But I do kind of miss the personal interaction sometimes with the students. Yeah, I do. Sometimes I do. Maybe sometime in the future I'll teach in person again. I don't know. We'll see. Looks like the Instagram is getting all weird on me again today. The video shut off. That's not a good sign. Can you guys on Instagram, can y'all still hear me? Can you? Someone, I know that 1 or 2 people are watching on Instagram currently. If you can hear me, just let me know, just so I know that this thing's working still, okay? I don't know if I'm shouting into the empty void or not. If anyone's watching on YouTube, also let me know. I've been having some weird connection issues. don't know. I don't know why. Seems that my phone isn't connecting very well to like the wireless signal. Oh, see, the Instagram just ended itself. Dang. 33 minutes. That's all I got. Why? I don't know why that's happening. It's really driving me. It's really driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't know. What happened? Why? Okay. You know what? Let me just post a video really quick. Okay. I'm gonna post a video on Instagram. I know I'm still streaming here. Can I change all this later? It's working here. I don't know if I should post. I guess I should post it on Instagram or not. I don't know. I'm gonna discard it because it's incomplete anyway. Okay, I trashed it. I'm just gonna make a quick reel for everybody. Just forgive me, you know. Right now, I'm gonna do a 30 seconds. Hey everybody, I was live streaming on Instagram, but for some reason it keeps shutting me off. So if you want to watch the live stream, you can watch on YouTube. Really sorry, I don't know why this keeps happening. It's 2 weeks now this has happened. So you can come to YouTube to watch it. Much better quality. It's working a lot better there. Come to the top of the main page. You'll see my YouTube link right there. I'm streaming on YouTube now. Okay. All right, let's just post that really quick on Insta. Can you help me with this? Just like stream stopped working, post it in the story, that sort of thing. Let's not worry about it for now. Let's not worry about it. Just post that for me. Thank you very much. My wife is going to help me out. She's kind of the social media manager, I'd say. She's the boss. Right? I'm the creator. She's the manager. She's much better at social media stuff. It's hard for me. It's difficult. You know, we both have to work a lot on it. You know, it's not, it is work. It's work. Social media is work. I do have a new appreciation for, people who make their money on social media and stuff. I used to kind of like not respect that, but now I see, yeah, it's a job, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Now, I run the company. I do other work, lots of online lessons and one-on-one lessons and stuff, of course. But social media definitely is a part-time job for me. Definitely, it's a job. Anyway, let's get back to this. Yeah, talking about these perfect tenses. I got way off track. We're supposed to be talking about idioms. Classic English teacher stuff, right? It's like, oh, he started talking about grammar again. Dang it. Can't get away from it. Okay. So, these, like I was saying, future perfect doesn't really come up that much. Present perfect, I'd say this is definitely the most commonly used, right? Past perfect, I'll give that one like a little star and a smiley face because it's often used, but I don't think it's used as much as the present perfect. I think that's definitely that's the big money, right? That's the popular one. That's the most popular one because this situation just happens the most. You're talking about something that started in the past that's affecting you now. Well, the past is the biggest period of time we've got, for sure. The present is what we're currently experiencing, and it's almost always affected by something in the past, right? So it comes up a lot, right? It does. It's just the nature of reality, I guess. So, I have blank, have been blank. Alright, so this is for our first and second person singular. and third person plural has been and has this is our third person singular. Right. That's how we know a perfect tense is happening. We're going to have the have, has, or had. Okay? In the future, you will have, he, it will have. It's all have. Have is the only, oops, that's ugly. Have. That's the only one that works in the future. Had is the only one that works in the past. The present perfect has a little bit more variety. It's a little bit more tricky. So we can have or has. And we have to use the past participle. So V3, V3, V3. It's all V3. That's tricky. All right, that's tricky. So we have to mix in kind of like a present tense and a past tense. All right. So this is talking about the past to the present or the past through the present. Right? Like our general life experience. I have never been to Japan. From the time I was born to right now, I have never been in Japan. Right? I never went to Japan. I didn't go. I am not going. I have not gone. Right? I have never been to Japan. Makes me sad. I want to go badly. I'd love to go to Japan. Or how about this? Positive experience. I have been streaming for 40 minutes now. So in one present perfect, I'm talking about a much larger span of time, 33 years. I have never been to Japan in all these 33 years. Quite a big span. Pretty far past, up to more recent, or now. And in the second example, I'm talking about 40 minutes. So in one of them, almost 40 years, well, almost 33, give me a break. Almost 30 years, let's round it down, right? Yeah, round down, almost 30 years. And in the second example, I'm talking about 40 minutes, all right? So both of them are from the past to the present, all right, through time. One of them's several decades, and the other one's like not even an hour. I have been streaming for a few minutes now, a few seconds, a few moments, whatever. Okay, all of that works. Past perfect. This is usually used in like a narrative tense. All right, so past perfect is much more often used in narratives, right? Telling a story. And it's often used to talk about like sequence of events. Sequence of events. All right. So when I arrived at the restaurant, my friend had been waiting for 20 minutes. I was late. All right. When I arrived late to the restaurant, my friend had been waiting for 20 minutes. Right? So this is a story now. I'm telling a narrative. Had been waiting for 20 minutes. So from some point further in the past, 20 minutes further in the past, my friend started to wait. And then waited for 20 minutes or was waiting for 20 minutes. And then I arrived. By the time I arrived, my friend had been waiting for 20 minutes. So I'm telling you, my friend got there first, had to wait for 20 minutes, and then I got there. All right? So it's still having a further action in the past, having an effect on the closer past, but it's still all in the past. It's just the story is moving through a period in the past. Okay, that's our past perfect. So, I mean, I don't know, not a lot of people really watch this stuff yet. I'm sure we'll get more viewers soon, and if you come back and watch this episode stream whatever. Is it an episode? We'll call it an episode. Why not? It's an episode. If you watch this episode, I really highly recommend you just play around with these perfect tenses in the comments and ask me if what you're doing is okay, or maybe you can even just describe something to me, like some situation, and ask me, would this fit the perfect tense? Something changing through time. Really recommend trying it out. Okay. How am I going to delete the writing but not... Oh, here we go. I'm going to move this over here. And then I'm going to highlight all of this. Get rid of that. Shazam. Yeah, get off of there. And you. Look, the little star and smiley face stayed. Isn't that sweet? How do I move back up here? Oh, there we go. That was easy. That was not hard. We'll make this big again. Haha! There we go. It's like my momentary digression never happened, but it did. It happened. Now, oh, I went off on the. I went into the grammar hole, but I do often find that people have pretty incomplete instruction when it comes to perfect tenses. Some people just, they're not at the level where they need perfect tenses at all, or they're not learning perfect tenses at all. That's kind of at the B2 level, C1 level. All right, so not everybody is there yet, but it sure doesn't hurt to at least hear about it, think about it, consider it, practice it. The more time you have with it, the more you think about it and try it, the better off you're going to be, generally speaking. Okay? Now, sports metaphor, the ball is in someone else's court, right? Your court, my court, his court, your court, her. Did I already say her court? Our court, its court. Okay. Does anyone have any examples of trying to use that? Ball in your court? Let me open up YouTube, actually, and so, I can't actually see how many people are watching on YouTube without opening YouTube. OBS doesn't tell me. Blessedly, right? I think it's actually a good thing that OBS doesn't tell me. Switch account. Need help English account. Can I just watch my stream myself or something? How do I do this? I'm not sure. I never remember how this works. I think I have to go to YouTube Studio and then go live, and then I'll click on it, and it tells me the analytics. Yes, there it is. Okay, I don't know how many people are watching it. I guess it's 1, probably. Yeah, concurrent viewers 1, or is that just how many people are viewing it now, or concurrent? I don't know. Feel free to try your own example in the comments. Example in the comments or in chat. One. Okay. In fact, I highly suggest it. Yeah. Sometimes I just does no one watch the stream because it's not popular enough or because it's not good? I don't know. Alright, so if you do watch it, you think it's not good, tell me. I'd love to hear it. Just a little criticism. Little criticism never killed anybody unless it's a lot of criticism and it causes them to kill themselves, which does happen. Alright, so I don't think that would happen to me because I think I'm pretty good at not taking the internet too personal, but I also don't really act like a jerk on the internet, so I'm not open to a whole lot of really bad criticism. But I guess other people could still act like jerks. I've had a little bit of strangeness on Instagram and TikTok, but so far nothing too bad. Let's try. I'll try my own one more example, and then we'll move on. I explained the idiom and asked for examples. Now the ball is in y'all's court. I Texased it up a little bit, right? Texas style with the y'all. Actually, no, yeah, that's where you put the apostrophe. Y apostrophe all, you all, y'all. Ball's in y'all's court now, right? We just like using y'all for the third person plural instead of you. It's just easier, right? Y'all makes more sense. A lot of regional differences in American English. There are a lot of regional differences between the third person plural. Y'all, you all, you guys, yous guys. Those are the only ones that come to the top of my mind, but I'm sure there are more positive of that. We are done with this idiom. Come on, get out of here. Let's look at another one. Oh, look, there's a couple of examples on here. It's done all. I've done all I can. Now the ball's in your court. We've made our offer. Now the ball's in their court. Sorry. To hit the nail on the head. To do or say exactly the right thing, or accurately pinpoint the cause of a problem or an issue. Right? Hit the nail on the head. To be totally correct, right? Usually, this can also mean like being very insightful, right? So, obviously, if you don't hit the nail on the head literally, that means you're talking about using a hammer and hammering in a nail, building something. Literally hitting the nail on the head. The alternative, I guess, would be hitting your thumb with a hammer. So that's a little bit more tricky or precarious of a situation. Hitting the nail on the head, I guess there's not really much of an opposite of that other than just being wrong, or I guess you could be embarrassingly wrong. But usually you can just have like an okay idea or like a pretty good insightful thing without being exactly perfectly correct. So hitting the nail on the head is more like superlative, right? That's the best thing you could do, best thing you could say. All right, but there are other degrees of being right. It doesn't have to just be hitting the nail on the head. It can just be right too. So hitting the nail on the head is being like very, very right, very correct. And so now let's talk about some examples here, right? So hit the nail on the head. All right, so this is a phrasal verb. Being exactly correct or being unusually or incredibly insightful about something. All right, showing great knowledge or wisdom in some way. Knowledge or wisdom. Some way. Right, so hit the nail on the head, right? Also can be used sarcastically. So we can use it kind of oppositely in sarcasm. All right, so it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I know what we need to do. We need to spend more money and save less money and just just really live life. YOLO. And it's like, hey, yeah, you really hit the nail on the head there, buddy. All right, so like, okay, maybe you could even say you hit your head on the nail there, buddy. Right? Like, you're gonna nail it in with your head. Yeah, you hit the head with the nail there, buddy. Yes, just to point out, it's like, yeah, I don't think you're right about that. So let's see here. What's a good situation? Let's think of like a nice example. Here we go. So let's just say like going to I don't know, Singapore for vacation was my wife's idea, and she really hit the nail on the head. Like, we had a great time. It was really cool to see all the amazing sights in that city. You know, something like that. Yeah, she really hit the nail on the head. She had a very fantastic idea. It was a really good idea. All right. Judging from the data that we gathered from our last campaign, we can really hit the nail on the head if we adjust our targeting and audience. Judging from the data, we can really hit the nail on the head. Right? It's like we'll do an even better job next time. It'll be the best. Right? Really be the best. Right? So this is, you know, pretty. Why is this? It's on the wrong page. Oh, sorry. You know, we can use this to just talk about how something is a really good idea, or we've done something really good. Using it to talk about like a problem, you know, like a really elegant or good solution to some kind of problem. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Wind and solar power production are great to have, but having more robust and useful grid storage capacity would hit the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head. Alright, so it's like that would be like the final solution. Like, boom, yes, good solution. I actually have an article that I saw online when I was scrolling the news this morning, right? Who doesn't do that? Scrolling the news this morning, I saw an interesting article about some grid storage technology being adopted from NASA, possibly. I still need to read it, but you can never trust headlines, right? You never, ever trust headlines. But it seems pretty interesting, so I'm looking forward to reading the article. Can we learn more idioms? Someone says, well, we are, right? We're learning more idioms. You want some idioms? I want some examples. Give me some interaction here. All right, so why don't you try your own example for hitting the nail on the head? Or, what was the other one that we were doing? I already forgot. How did I forget that? Ball's in someone else's court. Someone's court. Ball in someone's court. Yeah, why don't you want to try an example for me? What do you think? You're in the chat. Let's try it out. I'll give you a few seconds. You know, it doesn't have to be immediate. There's I think there's like a 5 or a 10-second delay between what I say and when you hear it, and then you gotta like type it. So if you're like asking someone to type something, there's going to be like a 1 or 2 minute delay just between that happening. Unless you type really fast, I don't know. It's a sad time. It's the saddest part of the day when I'm almost out of coffee. Goodbye, my coffee. Good night, sweet prince. I think no examples are forthcoming, so I'll just keep going myself. That's okay. Now, I think think we hit the nail on the head with this one, right? Got a business example, kind of a more general example, and an example of kind of an elegant or comprehensive solution to a problem. Ta! Bada bing, bada boom. We're done. Why won't it delete? Get out of here. Get out of my life. What? Why are you like this? Okay, there we go. Oh, we've only got 2 more minutes. Cutting corners. To cut corners. Cut corners. Do something in the easiest or quickest way. Sacrificing quality or safety. Right. Yes. This is, you know, I wish that this idiom wasn't common, but it is because this is a common practice. All right, cutting corners happens a lot. All right, so it's a common idiom, unfortunately. Now this guy, you know, he's like racing, he's cutting corners. That means he's like trying to, on a curve or a turn, he's trying to keep as tight on the curve or turn as possible. All right, I guess that also could be called cutting corners. Maybe. It's a cool picture. And he's trying to hug the corner. He's trying to hug the turn. I'm not really a racing fan, but, I mean, man, doing motorcycle racing like that looks like it would be super intense. Like, those guys must have, like, really high adrenaline levels. It's like, man, can you imagine that being your job? I don't know how fast those motorcycles go, but I think they go pretty fast. So, I've seen some wreck videos or crash videos where the guys seem to do alright. I've seen some crash videos where they definitely do not do alright. Okay, cutting corners. Let's say that we're going to pick this one up next time. All right, next Saturday. Same place, same time. All right. Thank you, Teacher James. Great content. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you watched the stream, great. If you watched the recording, also great. Don't be scared to put some comments in. We went over some pretty complicated grammar today. Okay, so I would highly recommend trying your own examples and, you know, just practicing that. Okay? And remember, if you need help with your English, you need help English. Education, training, success. We'll see you next time.